bloviating nonsense pertaining to the economy or what Trump may or may not be doing, no one ever goes after the war machine. No one ever tries to target the extrajudicial authorities of the executive branch and their unilateral authority to declare war. There's never been a war declared since World War II, and you're not going to do anything about it. No one will.
Tim Pool just went on Piers Morgan and absolutely destroyed a congressman who tried to impeach Trump. And I mean destroyed. This guy walked in ready to grandstand, and Tim just took him apart. No yelling, no theatrics, just facts. He starts hitting on the war machine, the executive overreach, stuff nobody in Congress actually wants to touch. And it only gets worse from here. Let's get into it.
All of these supposedly liminal cases are actually nothing of the sort. There has been no constitutional crisis. This congressman seems to think that having bad polling numbers is an impeachable offense, is somehow a high crime and misdemeanor. It is utterly laughable, and it's because the Democrats have no agenda. Donald Trump is running to the left of them on economics and to the left of them on fighting wars and being anti-war and trying to get us out of different things and trying to settle wars. And he is a social moderate. He's not even a conservative. There is not a single value that the Democrats hold that they are not willing to immediately abandon if Donald Trump starts to defend it. It was the Democrats who thought that we had to control the border to protect working class wages. And now all you see is Democrats out there demanding free trade and demanding more access to China. You see Democrats literally sharing Chinese propaganda because it's against Trump. They have chosen China over their own working class voters. And Congressman, I'm sorry, but the UAW and the Teamsters have both endorsed the tariffs. You're in a lot of trouble in Michigan.
Yeah, well, look, auto factories are being closed. Auto workers are losing jobs. Look, the unconstitutional things. This president tried to cover the pump and dump scheme. Remember the memes that he profited from? Personally profited from. Remember that the freedom of speech, the lawyers who had fought against him, he intimidated those, and then.
But what about but Congressman, what about the sustained lawfare that was waged against Trump by the left? And by the way, one of the most self-harming acts of lawfare ever waged, because all it did was make Trump more popular and ended up getting him reelected. So it was cretinously stupid to do it, but there can be no doubt that the left conspired collectively to try and take Trump down, put him in prison. You have people shooting him, literally trying to kill him. And all of this led to Trump being in the White House. The Democrats have got their own backyard to clean up first before they start issuing any kind of, well, you know, isn't this all terrible? When the way you treated Trump, many would argue, was despicable. Let me bring in Tim.
I have a favor to ask of this congressman, and excuse me, I hope Jen joins me in this. Congressman, will you file articles of impeachment against Barack Obama for the extrajudicial assassination of Abdulrahman al-Awlaki?
I was not a member of Congress then. I am now. I have seen,
and we can convict him.
I have seen the unconstitutional, illegal activities of Donald Trump. And those are the ones that I am holding him responsible for.
Nobody cared when Obama murdered American citizens, especially a 16-year-old kid who was not a target.
Obama is not the president right now. Is Donald Trump is the president? Is the people are hurting? He is the one who is grabbing power. He is the one who's taking power away from Congress. And the funds that Congress has appropriated, he is not releasing those funds. He's putting a hold on that. He's the one that illegally put a Doge and a unelected, unconfirmed Elon Musk in charge of him. He's the one who threw out that reporter from AP, from White House, trampling on freedom of speech of the press.
I should get permanent access to the White House. Otherwise, my free speech is being violated. So I'm going to go to the White House right now and insist that I'm much more well-known than that reporter is. So it's a clear violation of 1A if they don't give me a pass, right?
Well, he's used his power, his position, to intimidate media. He's used that to...
So is Obama. This is ridiculous. When Anwar al-Awlaki was assassinated, an extrajudicial assassination, and his 16-year-old son by Obama, the Democrats defended this and they said he should have had a better father. No one cared. Nobody cared. I know Jack cared. I know he's talked about it. I'm mad about it too. So now when you come out, you say Trump's going to be impeached because he's doing things that are unpopular. I'm personally offended.
It's not unpopular. It's
President
illegal.
murdered
Illegal and
Americans.
unconstitutional.
This congressman sounds like he's reading off a teleprompter that's malfunctioning, just repeating the same tired lines about intimidating the media and unconstitutional actions. Like, are we serious? Where was this energy for the last decade? Suddenly you're worried about the freedom of the press because a reporter lost a pass? Give me a break. Tim absolutely buried him with the Obama question, bringing up the extrajudicial killing of a 16-year-old American citizen, no trial, nothing, and the congressman just shrugs it off. I wasn't in Congress then. Oh, okay. So justice has a freaking expiration date if it's your guy doing the killing? That's the game. It's always been the game. And the woman on the panel is right. They've got zero agenda left. They've abandoned the working class for China, and now they're panicking because the unions are actually liking the tariffs. They have nothing to offer, so they just scream impeachment at anything that moves. It's transparent, it's lazy, and honestly, it's insulting. Like Tim said, I'm personally offended that they think we're this stupid. This isn't a constitutional crisis, it's just a temper tantrum because they're losing.
And you could right now file those impeachment articles. We could get a criminal hearing and a conviction of Barack Obama for the murder of a 16-year-old. The 16-year-old Abdulrahman al-Awlaki was not a combatant. He was at a civilian restaurant in a country we are not at war with. And why won't anyone do anything about it? I'll throw a cherry on top. When Donald Trump in his first term, when he first gets elected, he ordered a commando raid in Yemen, which reportedly killed a 7-year-old American girl as well. We don't have the same evidence on that one. I want that criminally investigated as well. How about you pursue those cases? But you know what? You won't, because when it comes to bloviating nonsense pertaining to the economy or what Trump may or may not be doing, no one ever goes after the war machine. No one ever tries to target the extrajudicial authorities of the executive branch and their unilateral authority to declare war. There's never been a war declared since World War II, and you're not going to do anything about it. No one will.
Look, this president has personally gained through the meme coins. This president has personally gained through the deal that he forced and intimidated.
Well, do you believe, okay, but let me ask you then, Congressman, do you believe that Joe Biden personally gained from what his son was up to in Ukraine, working for energy companies for which he had zero experience? And has now given backdated pardons to all his family to protect any proper legitimate legal investigations of what they may or may not have been doing with countries like Ukraine and China, when there's a widespread belief they're all putting money in their pocket.
See, this is exactly why people are losing their minds. Tim Pool brings up a literal dead 16-year-old, an American kid sitting in a restaurant, and asks why nobody is filing articles of impeachment for that. And what does the congressman do? He starts rambling about meme coins. Meme coins? I mean, are you kidding me?
A kid gets wiped out by a drone in a country we aren't even at war with, and this guy is worried about some internet crypto nonsense. It's just pathetic.
Piers finally has to step in and ask about the Biden family making millions in Ukraine or those backdated pardons, and you can just feel the guy shrinking. It's like he's a robot that only has one script and it just says Trump is bad on a loop. He can't talk about the war machine, he can't talk about actual corruption in his own house because that's not the team he's playing for. It's all feeder. They don't actually care about justice or the law or dead kids, they just want to win the argument. It's disgusting, honestly. Why is no one doing anything about the actual stuff that matters? Because they're all in on it, all of them.